Yesterday, a couple of members were arrested. Jason.
When they went to March on Brookfield Place.
Case take place on Friday.
And the judge
Will decide on Saturday. The city should not enforce the bylaw until the 5th week. We have charter rights. Freedom of speech, freedom of assembly.
There's
information on the whiteboard over there about the legal stuff. Already.
There's almost 1,000 meals
each day. Any volunteers? Need people to do dishes. Need food. Water.
Speak up when they logistics.
Winter stuff. It's going to get cold soon. Medical. And it's going to be an action this Saturday at 2 p.m. So invite people out. Enjoy Ontario. And just to clarify, the lawsuit that he's referring to is not the two people that were arrested. But the suit that will determine our ability to stay here. Let's stay here.
So we have legally, exactly, we're staying here regardless.
I have to add.
If you're participating in the march, the legal number,
in case you get arrested, is 416-833-6137. If you have any other legal questions, write them down and bring them to the legal tent.
That number is also posted on the whiteboard over there. Do we have any other announcements? I have a personal statement.
I have a personal statement.
A volunteer working at Occupy Toronto Camp.
A volunteer working at Occupy Toronto Camp
Wrote yesterday. When we were still under notice of eviction.
When we were still under notice of eviction.
We wrote it to the officers of the Toronto Police Department.
Wrote it to the officers of the Toronto Police Department.
I would like to read that for you now.
I would like to read that for you now.
Dear officers of the Toronto Police Department.
Dear officers of the Toronto Police Department.
There must be a person who voices the viewpoint of the reasonable.
There must be a person who voices the viewpoint of the reasonable.
Without waiting for a consensus which will never be reached.
Without waiting for consensus which will never be reached.
And allowing only the loudest and most inflammatory voices to be heard.
And allowing only the loudest and most inflammatory voices to be heard.
I have taken it upon myself to be that person.
I have taken it upon myself to be that person.
I am of the belief that if you wanted us out of the park, that we would have been gone a long time ago.
I'm of the belief that if you wanted us out of the park, you would have been there a long time ago.
The fact that we are still here 1 month later
We are still here 1 month later.
tells me that you see the good side of what's been happening here.
Tells me that you see the good of what's been happening here.
Your conduct over this past month has been respectful to those of us staying in the park.
Your conduct over the past month has been respectful to those in the park.
Seeing this has restored my faith in you as servants and protectors of the public.
Seeing this has restored my faith in you as servants and stewards of the public.
We could not have reasonably expected
We would not have reasonably expected
that our cozy and wonderful situation in the park
that our cozy and wonderful situation in the park
would be allowed to continue
would be allowed to continue
without systemic opposition.
without systemic opposition.
My greatest wish
My greatest wish
is that this is not viewed as the end of the movement,
is that this is not viewed as the end of the movement,
but the beginning of a new phase,
but the beginning of a new phase,
wherein you are comfortable
when you are comfortable
and
welcome
in joining us.
in joining us.
My greatest lament
My greatest lament
is that not everyone in the park
is that not everyone in the park
sees things my way.
sees things my way.
I can only speak for myself.
I can only speak for myself.
Having said that,
Having said that,
I wish to thank you
I wish to thank you
for your support and your presence.
for your support and your presence.
I felt safer
I felt safer
knowing you were around the corner.
knowing you were around the corner.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah, can I just speak to this? I don't think there's a discussion going on about this right now.
I'm just going to also read the question. I'm just going to also read the question.
I think the time's up.
Question. Should corporations...
The
point is... It was written yesterday by a volunteer here. I have a statement to make about that. And then I talked to the guy that wrote that, and he agreed with me that he wanted to amend it because some of the statements in that are offensive. He agreed with me, the person that wrote that. I'm sorry, but that's not what... Why are you reading it on his behalf when he wants to amend that statement? Nick from Occupy Common Ground wrote this, and I spoke with Nick last night. He completely agreed with me that he wants to amend one of those statements. I'm sorry, I'm speaking...
Well, he should speak for himself. He should be here to speak for himself. He should be here to speak for himself.
These questions were written by us and by a few different people.
It's a point of information.
Let me just read
I've heard it now.
You guys can have whatever opinions you want about anything. Just to let everybody know,
Just to let everyone know.
This
is not a proposal round.
is not a proposal round.
So basically,
This
this is a personal update,
is a personal update,
and this is not something that we will be deciding on or in any way adopting at this moment.
I just have a real problem with it because it's a personal letter from someone that's undersigned. And the person that wrote it doesn't even agree with it anymore. Why are we even reading it?
I'm sorry.
I wouldn't have minded reading an update from the Living Document Committee, which also contains various issues. I know, but I'm just saying that if we're going to start using this time to read out lists of issues, there are other things that could be read out as well.
That are common to us all. If they're not common to you, then you don't have to stay.
That's not really how it works.
If
There
you're
has been
interested
a
and you feel
larger...
these issues are common to you, then stay. Everyone else can do whatever they
Not
want.
the issue. Not the issue.
His point was
His
there
point was
should be a form that in a general assembly
that in a
General Assembly
space is not designated
space is not designated
during committee updates,
during committee updates,
speakers list.
for
speakers list.
This
Subject
would be
would be A,
proposal,
a proposal,
a personal proposal,
B,
a speakers list.
a speakers list.
So as facilitation,
As
I'm
facilitation,
going to just make that claim.
I'm just going to make that claim
Designate that space
and designate that space
for you to for you to read this.
For you
Read
to
it, read it.
To clarify.